Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words and become much more articulate. In today's episode, we are entering the world of social skills, and I'm going to be answering the question, is hosting a potluck lazy? Or better yet, is hosting potlucks lazy? Where you don't just host it once in a while. Nowadays, this is something that you consistently do. The reason that I was thinking about this question recently was because I was watching a TikTok and I saw this video of this very angry Italian woman. She was angry because back in her country, she says that the women, they consistently host. They take pride in their hosting abilities. And back in her country, what happens is that the guests, they're amazing as well. They always come with their hands full, with gifts, with other food items, and things that will make the host's life easier. By the time this Italian woman moved to the US, what she noticed was whenever she would throw a dinner party, a lot of her guests, they would come empty-handed. And she was talking about how this is not good etiquette, and she's just venting on TikTok about this. I was watching this video and I thought, man, I feel kind of embarrassed right now because for a long time, that's exactly what I did. I would come in empty-handed. I thought my friends just wanted to chill. I didn't understand that they were preparing this dinner party weeks in advance, and I felt bad. But luckily, this lady gave me some insight, so now I felt good. I started to consume more of her content pieces. And eventually, once that video of guests coming empty-handed started to get traction, she started to talk about different opinions she had with dinner parties. And that's when she made the controversial posts. She said that hosting a potluck was lazy. She said that it was not good etiquette for a host to put pressure on the guest to bring a certain dish, and that she would never host a potluck. She believes in cooking the meals herself. So it triggered me. I found it very annoying. I thought, lady, you had such a good point in your last video. Why did you have to take it there? Because I love potlucks. I recall that a lot of my childhood good memories were with potlucks. I recall that potlucks allow a guest to interact with the event. It turns an event from a centralized process where the host is doing all the work to a decentralized process where the guests and the hosts are doing the work. I recall specifically in first grade when I had to make shepherd's pie. I was making it with my mom. We were bonding, we were looking up the recipes and making it. The next day, I recall getting that tray of food and walking into class. I saw the other students walking in with their respective trays for their respective culture. And by the time we were there, we all had a simple icebreaker. Tell me more about your dish. And it felt good when I saw other people trying the shepherd's pie and they were enjoying it. They were like, who made this? I was like, I made it. Let me explain this dish to you. Potlucks were an amazing way for guests to participate with the event. So this lady, in my opinion, was dead wrong. Now, to give her some credit, I see where she was coming from. She was viewing everything from the lens of a host, and she thought people weigh dinner parties based on how much effort she put in. And to give you an analogy, in Toastmasters, there's a position called the grammarian. The grammarian, their main goal is to consume speeches from the lens of, is the speaker making a good grammar or bad grammar? That's it. And there were plenty of times that I've heard an amazing story from the speaker, and the grammarian was just caught up in certain grammatical errors that the speaker made. Is the grammarian wrong? Not necessarily. That's their job, to focus on the speech through the lens of grammar, but that's not what really matters to the rest of the audience. We focus on the story. And likewise, the host, they view the dinner party or any party from the lens of how much work did I put in to make sure that this party is successful. Where the guests, they don't really care about how long it took the host to make the 5-course meal. All they care about is, one, is the food tasty? And number two, is the vibe of the event good? So the host is not necessarily wrong, but I believe they are focusing on the wrong thing. I think all in all, potlucks are not lazy. I believe potlucks are perfectly fine. And one final point is, if this lady is thinking she's putting pressure on the guests for them to bring a dish, which it's not putting pressure, by the way. If you're a grown adult and you can't bring a simple dish, then you're not a grown adult. But let's say she thinks she's putting pressure on the guest when she's asking them to bring a dish. Isn't it also putting pressure on a guest when you expect them not to come in empty-handed and you expect, let's say, a gift, which was the premise of her initial video? Just something to think about. I think potlucks are perfectly fine, and I think your guests find them perfectly fine as well. A potluck with an amazing theme is a great way to create social experiences that no one will ever forget. If you want more practical insights like this into social skills, be sure to join the ArmaniTalks free daily newsletter, where you will get daily insights on public speaking, building your charisma, making small talk, and much more. Join the tribe by going on ArmaniTalks.com/newsletter and sign up today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch you next time.